235 of Chasing Serenity. It's Sunday, November 20th. I haven't made a video in a while because everything fell apart. Well, like mentally, everything else in my life is still going. Overview update. I started my residency for the ICU. I'm not on the floor yet. I'm just doing like mannequin shit. This house is the bane of my existence. I did not know how much effort would go into buying a kind of older house and updating it. It's just one thing after another. It smells weird, drives me crazy. It only smells weird since the heater turned on. So that's small potatoes, but it's something that I can easily distract myself with as being my biggest problem. And Battle isn't with me. That's going to be a whole story because I am falling apart over that too. One of my friends who's a dog trainer said he would take her and train her for me. And I was like, wow, you're a real homie. Thank you so much. Took her, didn't do anything with her, just starved her. And so now she's kind of touch and go. And she's with my sister because she got her for me. Or she took her home with her. So she's going to the vet tomorrow because she's barely eating. And she has nothing but bones now. And so I feel extremely guilty and terrible. And it is a very complicated situation. And I hate the whole thing. And I don't know how to get her back here or even if I should. And my sister's amazing and is taking care of her great and is trying to get weight back on her. So that is a huge, I've just not been sleeping and dealing with that. But I think the last time I recorded a video was when I first moved in, when I was doing the upstairs before my dog destroyed my house. She got out of her crate and destroyed everything and ate everything. And then one day she threw her crate down the stairs too. I think I talked about that. So it was just too much. I got a couch. I got the upstairs mostly done. I'm just about to do the floors. But I definitely hit the PTSD depression that I was so excited that I thought I found like the cure for. I think it's a lot better. Better in terms of it's better than it used to be. Like for the past 10 years, things would get really dark. And it started happening and I could feel it. It was coming on. And then, you know, I found out some more stuff about like my family and like what happened when I grew up. And I was just, you know, I just take everything harder because I just don't have like a bounce back. Like I'm not like in an okay mood, something like makes me sad, and then I can just be like, okay, let's get out of it. It's like I'm already in this really dark headspace and I'm barely holding on. And then I get something that's like more depressing or just a bad view of the world. It's like it's so hard to process it. So that took some time. And then I actually had a friend, I was telling him about what I found out about my mom, just more lies. And he was like, it's always something with you. And I think he was trying to mean it in a way of like, you need to let go, you need to move on kind of thing. But I wasn't sharing stuff with him because I was looking for advice. I was kind of trying to share my journey of like what I was going through, and I was just venting. And it just really hurt because I was like, yeah, it is always something with me, but at least it's like always something different. I'm constantly trying to work through this stuff. And since my whole plant medicine journey, I feel like I've had to unpack everything again and file it away in a new way. And that's what like this whole year is about. And so it's even going into the stuff that happened when I was a child and then all the assaults. And it's like, I have to let it hit me. I have to like sit there and like, I've spent so much of my life running. I would say I was a fighter, but I didn't, like I was coping. My brain couldn't handle it, obviously, because I didn't originally have the memories. I just didn't know how to process it. No one taught me how to deal with my emotions, and I wasn't around people who knew how to deal with their emotions. I was practically raised by the Marine Corps, and that's a toxic fucking place. I mean, I see why I'm isolating myself again. I know I deleted my Instagram, social media, which honestly, it's probably really good for me, and it was for a different reason than it used to be each year when I would try to push everyone away. I was like, I just don't need any noise. I just need to like focus on myself and work through this stuff because it's so easy to distract myself. Like even with the gym, that was a big revelation I had to. Actually, I'll talk about that first. Maybe, I don't know. This is so weird. It's just like, hey, you want to listen to my therapy session? But I guess at the end of the day, if you've been through a lot of trauma, especially multiple sexual assaults, which I know many women have, it's hard to get through. And I feel like everybody wants a quick answer, and there's not. It's a long, arduous, continuous process like this. So here we go. So yeah, the winter depression came back. My friend was like, it's always something with you, and it really struck me. And I was like, yeah, you know, I'm working through this stuff, and like but it's supposed to be. This year's supposed to be, there's always supposed to be something this year because I'm unpacking everything, and I'm not trying to make a million friends or like, you know, become a bodybuilder or do all the stuff or like compete in jiu-jitsu, everything that I've been like distracting myself with. I was like, I don't want to do any of that. I just want to be okay with me. I want to like be able to I just want to be okay. If I want to go do something because I'm like, yeah, that sounds like a fucking cool idea, great. But like my motivation has always been so skewed because I was just trying to cope with extremely overpowering dark feelings and thoughts, and I just thought everybody was like that and they handled it better than me. And it was like, no, there are people, a lot of people been through a lot of shit, that sense made no sense. But most, a healthy functioning adult does not cope like I was doing. So I think I'm gonna make a video about my fitness journey, just because it has been so intertwined with my mental health and the assaults, honestly. I had so many stomach problems, and I would get so bloated and my stomach would hurt so much when I ate, just because I had, abused my body for so long, that I just wouldn't eat until after my second training session. So I would wake up and run and then go to class, and then online class because of COVID. And then I would go to the gym, or I would go lift or whatever. And then I would eat a small meal because I was hungry, and then I'd go to jujitsu. And then after that, I'd eat a real meal and try to make up for those calories. And so I was overstuffed at that point. But then I would just drink coffee all the way through that to keep myself going. And so I was just and then I had rage problems that no one really knew about, because I have really good bearing and can just RBF it all day. And I mean, some people, maybe that's probably a bad judgment. I'm sure people thought I was kind of ragey, but I just would, because I was hangry and just caffeinated to the brim, filled with anxiety and trauma, and just fighting every night, just being this is so I can get skinny. It was insane. It was so insane. One of my favorite hobbies is calling people out for being stupid, because I think everyone's stupid. We all have the same life experience. You can learn as much as possible, but even the people who read all day, you can only read so much, you can only learn so much. You have less than 100 years on this planet. You're not that smart. You're gonna fuck up. And so I just think, and I think a lot of people just don't think about what they're doing. They just act. And so people watching and calling people out, not in a rude way, but just did you think about that? So I love doing it to myself too, because I'm it's really hard to be objective with yourself, because you know all your whys and your excuses. But I really had to look at myself, and I was like, why? Why, Serenity? When did you think, after 2 years of destroying your body and eating that same amount of calories, that if you just stayed consistent, your results would show up? I was so consistent. No results. I stayed the same. My family's pretty unhealthy. There's a lot of obesity and heart problems in my family, in generations before. So it's I was afraid of that, but it goes so much deeper. So I'm I'm not there, but now I'm really unhealthy, where I have hypothyroidism since I was 25, and I'm 28 now. I just have a lot of problems. I have so many problems physically, and I just push through them. I've always had digestive, stomach problems where I can't eat, or I don't feel full, or just always bloated, just crazy shit like that, where it's you shouldn't be dealing with this at 22. And I've been dealing with this since I was probably, it started right after the first assault, so since I was 19. Just health problems. I'm okay, I might look fit, but you don't feel good. You don't wake up energized. I wake up and the only thing that would get me out of bed was a whole pot of coffee. I would wake up and go straight to the coffee machine and just start chugging until I felt like I could get the day going. I would wake up earlier so I had more time to drink coffee so I could get through the day. And I was it's working, so it's not dumb, right? That's just what I was doing. And I mean, I got a lot done, but I was just why did you keep pushing? And I just felt so stupid that I spent so much time in the gym. And I was always once I get to the point where I feel comfortable in my own skin and feel happy with my body, then I'll do what I want to do, which is just traveling and seeing the world. I want to go to beautiful places and see the planet, because I'm not going to be here forever, and neither is she. So that would be cool, but I literally hold myself back, because I even traveling, I was how do I count calories or eat the same foods? And when I travel, if I eat something somewhere that's just slightly different than what I normally eat at home, my stomach's gonna hurt so bad that I'm not even gonna be able to enjoy where I'm at. It's just, I was holding myself back so much from what I wanted to do. And I was just you're stupid. That was really stupid. And I got so angry at myself for a little bit. I was you've let so many years go by obsessing over the gym. And then there was a few times where I did try to break away from it. And I'm I'm never gonna look how I want to look, because what I want to look like is so unhealthy for me. It's just not my body type. It's just not my frame. And I'm destroying myself trying to get to a place I'll never get. And there was a few times where I was okay, maybe I can accept my frame and my size and just being more square or whatever. And I was but I could just put on muscle. And it's that's what got me into fight sports, along with other things. And I tried to take the emphasis off how I looked with competing in bodybuilding and competing in jiu-jitsu, but it's still just, it wasn't good for me. And I wouldn't take a step back and admit that to myself. I even hired a coach once who, because I was just I'm working out, 2 hours a day in the gym and an hour to 3 hours doing jiu-jitsu at least 5 days a week. And I'll take a rest day when I really feel like I need it, which would usually be me freaking crashing. And he was like, you are overtraining to like the nth degree kind of thing. And I got blood tests done, and my cortisol was 3 times the, resting rate it was supposed to be. And he was like, you can work out 3 days a week, just like light weights or jujitsu. He's like, don't go crazy, and you can do yoga and walk as much as you want. And I had like a meltdown. I'm like, how can I do that? Like, how would that be possible? Like, I'm gonna get so big and I can't handle it. And what I didn't realize was like, this has been my coping strategy. Oh, this is probably about battle. Let's see. Hey.
Hey, sorry, I was trying to fix you.
Oh, what's up?
So I just went to a vet with Battle.
Oh, sweet.
Like, she puked up practically everything that she's eaten. And, I just felt really bad. She didn't look good. Sorry, I see the way she is, so we're gonna go to an emergency vet. They said that they said it sounds like an intestinal blockage, and that she's probably gonna need surgery. And that, they can't do anything here, so they were just like, we're gonna transfer you straight over. They said, no, we have to keep her for 24 hours. And I found out, they just gave me a list of them. They were like, everyone's wait times are crazy. But yeah, they saw her body, and they freaked out. And then she was like, let me go grab a vet tech real quick. And they were like, yeah, we're just gonna transfer you straight over, because she's sitting.
She looks terrible.
Yeah.
Okay, what, God damn it. Do you want to send me 3 of the numbers, and you call the first 3, and we'll see who has the shortest wait time?
Yeah, okay.
Okay, alright, I'll talk to you soon. Everything sucks. My dog's probably dying, because I trusted someone I shouldn't have. I've been a retard for 10 years. Trying to be skinny, thinking that was going to make me happy. And I've been assaulted 4 times in my life, and I've never gotten over it. So that's where we're at. I just wanted to give a quick update on Battle, because I'm not going to be able to finish this video in time if I don't. I'm working the next 3 days, about to head there now. She did get emergency surgery. She had an intestinal blockage. When they called me, they pretty much told me that we could do the surgery, but we're not sure if she'll recover because she has no body fat on her and she might not be able to eat right away. So he's like, we can do it, but there's no guarantee she'll come through. And I've always been the person that I'm like, how much do you really spend on a dog? Especially one that like I've had all these issues with, but I just have such a connection to her, and it was her fault, but it wasn't her fault, and it was like an ethical and just, I don't know, it was a hard decision, but I couldn't say no to her, so we went through with the surgery. She survived. She is with my sister in Pennsylvania right now. I'm so glad Caressa was there and was able to get her out of that situation. And she's doing great. It was rough at first. She had, I'll throw some videos in here. She had her cone on, which she did not do well with when she got fixed, but she seemed to do a lot better. Caressa gives her so much more attention because she's home with her. And like when she was fixed, I was still like in the middle of school and moving and everything, and it did not go well. But she has other dogs that she's playing with. She loves being on the farm. She's gained all her weight plus some back. They've been giving her lots of treats, so she's doing really good. I guess I can't hold that side. And right now I was really trying to decide if I wanted to bring her back here or not, but I think I have a trip planned in June to the East Coast, and so I'm gonna pick her up then and bring her back, which I'm really excited about. But yeah, I'm not even gonna get into it. The whole situation now is just like, he said, she said, this person didn't do this person was supposed to do this. And I mean, I wasn't there, but I know within 2 weeks my dog almost died, so cut that trainer out of my life. Just can't trust him. And Battle's doing better, so she will be back on the Chasing Serenity journey. Actually, the whole year was till July 13th, and I'm supposed to be out there at the end of June, so she'll be out here for the last month. I almost want to try to get out there sooner, but I also have an international trip planned, and I don't really have people here that could watch her yet that I trust. So I'm just letting her recover, and Cress is doing some training with her, and she's just enjoying being on the farm. But that's the update on her.
Hi. She's doing so good. I didn't get to look at her incisions yet, but she's just so excited. She came over, gave me some kisses. She's been wagging her tail. She's so better. She's so much better.